The house is quiet now. Maybe the children have grown and moved away to build their own lives. Maybe the armchair across the room sits empty because the person who occupied it for decades is no longer there. You look at your hands, noticing the lines that time has etched into your skin, and you wonder where the years went. There is a heavy, unspoken weight in your chest, a feeling that the world is moving forward while you are left behind with your memories. If you know that feeling, if you know the deep, quiet ache of missing what used to be, this video is for you. Welcome to Buddha's path to peace. Let us walk together for a few moments in the stillness. In our modern world, we are constantly told to move on. Society tells us to stay busy, to fix our sadness, as if grief were a broken appliance that needs repair. But let us settle something right now. Grief is not a problem to be solved. It is not a sign of weakness, nor is it a shadow you must run away from. There is a beautiful, ancient way of looking at this heaviness. Grief is simply love with nowhere to go. Think about that. All that warmth, all those years of care, all the shared laughter and silent understandings suddenly lose their destination. The love remains, but the container has changed. You do not need to get over it. You do not need to force yourself to forget. What you are experiencing is the natural texture of a life well loved. It is the price we pay for opening our hearts to another human being, to a dream, or to a beautiful chapter of life that has now come to a close. It is okay to feel the space left behind. Ancient wisdom teaches us that everything around us behaves like a river. We often try to build dams in the middle of this river, hoping to hold on to a single drop of water, a single perfect moment. But the water must flow. This is the law of the changing seasons. When we suffer, it is rarely because of the change itself. It is because we are gripping onto the past with white knuckles, demanding that the river stop moving. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze your fist as tightly as you can, the sand slips through your fingers and your hand begins to ache. But if you simply open your palm, the sand rests there, peaceful and whole. The sand has not changed, but your relationship to it has. Let us look at 3 reasons why opening our palm brings peace. First, holding on takes immense energy. It tires your soul, leaving you no room to breathe in the present. Second, change is not an enemy that steals from us. It is the very force that allowed those beautiful memories to happen in the first place. Without change, a flower could never bloom, a child could never be born, and love could never grow. And third, letting go does not mean losing what you loved. It means moving that love from the outside world into the permanent sanctuary of your heart. Here is our truth for today. You do not lose the past. When you let go of the grip, you finally allow it to become a part of who you are. Long ago, in a quiet village in ancient India, there lived a young mother named Kisa Gotami. She had given birth to a beautiful baby boy who was the light of her entire existence. But one morning, the child fell ill, and before the sun could set, his breath left him. Kisa Gotami's heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. Refusing to believe her child was gone, she carried his small, cold body through the streets. She knocked on the heavy wooden door of her neighbor's house. "Please," she cried, her voice trembling with exhaustion, "give me medicine to wake my boy." The neighbor looked down at the child, shook his head with pity, and said, "Dear woman, there is no medicine for the dead." But Kisa Gotami would not listen. She walked further, her feet bare against the sharp stones of the road, knocking on every door, begging for a cure. Eventually, an old man pointed her toward a forest, where a wise teacher, the Buddha, was resting. Kisa Gotami ran to him, fell at his feet, and wept, "Master, restore my son to life." The Buddha looked at her, with eyes filled with infinite tenderness. He did not lecture her. He did not tell her to stop crying. Instead, he spoke softly. "I can help you," he said. "But first, you must bring me a single mustard seed. It must come from a house where no one has ever lost a child, a spouse, a parent, or a friend." Hope flared in Kisa Gotami's chest. She hurried back to the village, going to the very first house. "Do you have a mustard seed?" she asked. "Yes," they replied, handing her a tiny yellow seed. Then she asked the vital question, "Has anyone died in this home?" The family looked at her sorrowfully. "Alas," they said, "the living are few, but the dead are many. Last winter, our grandfather passed away in this very room." Kisa Gotami returned the seed and went to the next house. There, she was told that a young daughter had been lost. At the third house, a father had died. She walked until the sun dipped below the horizon and the village grew dark. At every single door, she found the same answer. Every home had its own empty chair. As the shadows lengthened, Kisa Gotami sat down by the side of the road, watching the flickering lights of the village lamps go out one by one. In that quiet darkness, a deep understanding arose within her. She realized she was not alone in her sorrow. The grief she carried was a thread that connected her to every soul in that village. She gently laid her child to rest and returned to the wise teacher. And what Kisa Gotami found on that dark road may be exactly what you are looking for today. Kisa Gotami traveled from house to house, searching for an exception to the law of life. And you, my friend, have you been doing the same thing? Have you been looking at your life, comparing your quiet home to the noisy, happy images you see on television or the internet? Do you ask yourself, why me? Why must my body ache? Why must I feel this lonely? It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that everyone else is living a perfect, unchanging life, while you are the only one struggling with loss. But ancient wisdom invites us to step back and look at the broader landscape. The sorrow you feel is not a punishment. It is a profound reminder of our shared humanity. Every person you pass on the street, every face you see, carries a hidden history of letting go. When we realize this, something extraordinary happens. Our isolation transforms into connection. Your pain no longer isolates you from the world. It becomes the very bridge that allows you to feel deep compassion for every living being. You are part of a grand, silent family of souls who have loved deeply and had the courage to face the changing seasons. Let us sit together with the questions you might be afraid to ask out loud. Am I allowed to still feel sad after all this time? Is it normal to miss the person I was 30 years ago? Listen closely to me. You are allowed to feel all of it. You have permission to cry in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon for no specific reason. Your grief does not need an expiration date. If we listen closely, your sadness is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to whisper 3 things to your soul. First, it whispers, "Thank you for loving so deeply." The pain is proof that your heart worked beautifully, that you did not live selfishly, that you risked everything to care for someone or something else. Second, it whispers, "Be gentle with yourself right now." You are entering a new phase of life, a phase that requires a softer pace, less doing and more being. Your sorrow is an invitation to treat yourself with the same exquisite kindness you would offer to a frightened child. And third, it whispers, "Look around you. The world is still here." The door has closed, but the room you are standing in still contains morning light, the sound of birds, and the breath in your lungs. Your life has not ended. It has simply become quieter. And in that quietness, there is room for a new kind of peace. Before we part ways today, I want to offer you a small, practical gift. A simple practice you can do right now, sitting in your chair. No preparation is needed. Gently rest your hands on your lap, palms facing upward, completely open. Let your shoulders drop. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, feeling your chest expand. And as you breathe out through your mouth, imagine your grip loosening. We will say a few words together, very slowly. Feel the weight of each phrase. I let go of what was. I am grateful for what remains. I am at peace with what is. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Look down at your open palms. You are not holding on to anything, yet you are not empty. You are holding the entire present moment. That is all. There is nothing else you need to do right now. The golden leaf we saw at the beginning of our journey has found its resting place. It did not fight the wind. It simply trusted the flow of the tree. We have walked together through the quiet rooms of your home, through the busy, sorrowful streets of Kisagotami's village, and back into the stillness of your own heart. Remember, letting go is not something you do once and finish. It is a daily practice, a gentle unfolding, like a flower opening to the morning sun. May you find the courage to open your hands today. May you recognize that the love you carry can never truly be lost. Thank you for walking with me. May peace cushion your every step. If our time together today brought a sense of warmth to your afternoon, consider subscribing to our channel, Buddha's Path to Peace. We gather here every week to find comfort in ancient wisdom. In our next video, titled Reclaiming Peace in a Loud World, we will explore how to transform the heavy feeling of loneliness into a beautiful, healing solitude. If you are looking for a gentle space to rest your mind right now, I have prepared a special playlist for you on finding comfort during times of transition. You can find it appearing on your screen. Until next time, breathe gently and take care of your beautiful soul.